I've been bed riding for like 2 hours. I had a big breakfast, trying to get myself into the habit of like eating more in the morning, eating less at night. I've been doing pretty well for a couple days. I am also almost out of coffee. I probably don't look like I have very much energy. It's mostly just because I've been laying in bed. I do want to go to the gym. With school and everything, I had to take a break there for a minute just because I didn't have time to go, and I was also just so exhausted all the time, and I was trying to not exhaust myself even further by going to the gym all the time. Since I'm getting myself back into kind of a routine, I am trying to do a mixture of weights, Pilates, and cardio. Cardio every day in like the form of at least steps. I think I'm gonna do Stairmaster today. I'm also gonna do Pilates. I did legs last night, and it's the first time I've done legs in a while, so I definitely walked and I stretched to make sure that I'm not super sore, but I'm gonna tell you right now, my legs were jello. They were jello. I went to work to go help with some Christmas decorations, and I was going up and down the stairs like in the office is in the basement, and I was like, I can't feel my thighs. It's not that they hurt, I just could not feel them. Sorry, I got like a stress cold like a couple weeks ago, and I still have the residual of it, and I know it was a stress cold because it happens every single quarter where like my nose gets stuffy, I have a little bit of a cough, like it's whatever. This is also the second day. This is the second day I have absolutely no obligations. I have like nothing to do except for what I want to do, which is completely insane. I don't think this is gonna be like a full vlog style video. I'm gonna definitely do some sitting and chatting and stuff like that. I thought that I would also record some of my morning also as a way to like motivate me to get up. I don't have anything that I have to do today, which is so weird for me. I've been go for the last 10 weeks, 11 weeks. How long has it been? It's been at least 11 weeks. I think there's 10 weeks of classes and there's 1 week of finals. There's 2 trains going by right now, and there go the sirens. Welcome to the city. You know, I swear the sirens are just completely unnecessary sometimes, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen police have their sirens on and then they just turn them off within like 5 seconds. Where is that coming from? They're going all the way over there, so yeah, today's gonna be like Pilates and cardio. I haven't done Pilates in a hot minute. It was really hard for me to like continue to stay consistent with the gym, and it wasn't even that I didn't want to go. It was more so of like, one, I was trying to get up super early to go in the morning before school and everything, but I was already losing so much sleep because I was staying up so late studying or doing homework or whatever it was. And so then there was just a point where I, especially with my work hours and everything, I had to choose like, okay, is the extra sleep worth it? And I'm so glad that I did do that, but also I just felt so physically exhausted all of the time because I was also so mentally exhausted, and it was really hard for me because like me sitting, I tried to get as many steps in as I could a day, like obviously walking around campus and stuff, but like I was sitting a lot in lectures, like studying, doing all of that. It was just really hard, especially with the like workload that I had, to keep up with it properly. So bed riding is not something I usually do, but I'm also just like trying to let myself take things easy, kind of let my body readjust, catch up on some of the sleep and rest that I desperately need. I had my last exam 2 days ago, so I'm on break now. We get like a month, little over a month for break, and then we're right back to it again. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about all of that later in this video before I get unmotivated to go, which I was also kind of just waiting for my food to digest because I did have like I said, a bigger breakfast. I wasn't even hungry this morning, but I knew that I was gonna do more intense cardio and stuff today, so I wanted to make sure I had the proper fuel. That's another thing I kind of had to think about whenever I was deciding whether or not I wanted to go to the gym in the morning. Personally, I've done fasted workouts before. I do feel great afterwards. My body doesn't feel great later in the day. I feel so much stronger. I have so much energy whenever I eat at least something, and eating super early in the morning is just a very hard feat for me. I love how I'm like, oh, I'm gonna talk later in the video, and I'm sitting here rambling. Let's get ready. Let's make the bed. Let's do something with our lives. I'm gonna take that to the hall closet. Bed is made. Yeah, my life's kind of like, you're looking at an accumulation of me not being able to fully clean, and it just kind of, you know. I need to make sure my headphones are charged. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna get through cardio without music. I need to change. I'm definitely not recording that, so hold on. Put the Apple Watch on. My hair needs to be washed so bad. Ow. I was gonna say, I better not have a pimple growing there. Not perfect, but I don't care. Works for me. I think my hairspray's in here. My glutes are sore, hamstrings are sore, my quads are sore, my legs are sore. Oh my god. Just to get the baby hairs out of the way. That's what I'm missing. I'm gonna go grab my things and then we're gonna go upstairs. Okay, I'm just gonna be like fully transparent and honest here. I could not be bothered to put more effort into the lighting. So this is what we're getting. It's the overhead lights from my kitchen and that's what we're going with. This is the first time I've taken my headphones off in approximately 2.5 hours. I just went on a very long walk in the rain. I didn't know it was raining. I wore my big white puffer coat looking like the Michelin Man. It's just drizzling, but I was walking for like 2 hours, so my coat was soaked by the end of it. It's okay because we made it out alive. I was already committed to the walk, whatever. This is the yacht portion of this video. It's like probably, I think it's like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, 2 weeks. When did I take my final? It's 2 weeks later. Sorry. Couldn't think of time there. Time was not a factor there for a moment. I finally have a grip on it though. I was planning to do the whole yap portion of this video that same day, but I ended up not. I've had quite a few things to take care of and figure out since my last final. There's just a lot of things that I've been kind of like putting on the back burner because of school. I'm gonna kind of get into that a little bit more here. Outside of school, there were other things I was dealing with, other things that had to be considered, and my ice machine wants to say hello. So does my elbow, apparently. Jeez. I feel like this angle is a little bit weird. Whatever. I don't have a script. I don't have an idea of what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna talk, and whatever I don't wanna put in, I won't put in. So obviously school took it out of me. School always takes it out of me, but there was absolutely no way in hell that I had time to create any videos at all. Clearly, because I didn't make any. I didn't even have time to record. I couldn't even think about editing anything. Just doing the math on it, I figured out that I was on campus approximately 22 hours every single week just between labs and lecture. Just labs and lecture. That had nothing to do with no studying, no writing lab reports, nothing like that. I was on campus for about 8 to 12 hours a day. On Mondays, it was always 12 hours a day because I had class that started at 9:40 a.m. and then my last class did not end until 9:15 p.m. Quickly into the semester, or quarter. I keep saying semester, but it's actually a quarter at DePaul. Quickly into the quarter, I know I've talked about how brutal the quarter system can be. It's 16 credit hours in 10 weeks, and then we have 1 week of finals. It is insane. It's a lot of information being thrown at me all of the time. I had exams every 3 weeks. Sometimes I would have bio and chem exams in the same week that I also had bio and chem lab reports due. I had projects and papers and whatever it was. And I came to the realization that I am just not able to work nearly as much as I'm used to. In order for me to get the grades and be the student that I want to be, I could not be the same kind of employee. I only really worked Friday and Saturdays. I had to give up all of my other shifts. There were a couple of weeks where I was able to squeeze in a few weekday shifts here and there, but other than that, I was just not able to make it, which put me in this kind of financial crisis mode. Like, I'm fine. I am completely fine, except for the fact that I don't have any money to really do anything for myself. Everything that I pay for now is going towards necessities and or bills. My bills are very high. Right now I'm fine just due to what season it is. I work a lot of private events and it's party season right now, especially with holidays and everything. And then obviously right at this very moment, I'm not in school, so I can work a little bit more. But once January, February hits, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Not only is it slow season in the restaurant industry, but my next quarter is going to be even more insane than this last one. Next quarter, I'm taking Bio 2, Chem 2, Introduction to Neuroscience, and Advanced Neuroscience Fundamentals. Advanced Neuroscience Fundamentals, I actually had to get permission to be added to because you have to take Introduction to Neuroscience before you can take that. I'm taking both of them at the same time. And the reason that I got accepted into it is because I ended up getting straight A's last quarter and I worked very hard, but I have to take things that go towards my degree because of the trajectory of when I plan to graduate, which is hopefully by the end of next year. And the reason I need to do it that way is because my scholarship, my really big scholarship that I have with DePaul, ends next year, end of 2027. Speaking of finances, if you don't know, I pay for tuition out of pocket. Everything that I owe for tuition, I pay out of pocket. I actually just paid winter quarter tuition, which is not fun. Tuition is due every single quarter, and then I also pay a shit ton of money in rent. That doesn't even include my phone bill, car insurance, whatever. So in like October, I quickly came to the realization that I am just not able to, I don't want to say I'm not able to, because I could definitely make it work if I really fucking needed to, and if I did not want to be a human being anymore, I could make it work.
like paying as much as I do for this place is just not smart. It's not feasible. And honestly, I was at such a close point of burnout last quarter. There's no way that I could do more than what I'm already doing. I had some really, really rough days. I had a really hard talk with Amani because obviously Amani lives here. She just started the moving process yesterday. We will not be living together anymore. I plan to find my own place. I plan to move to a cheaper apartment. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be moving. There's still some other stuff that I need to figure out on that end, but I'm in the process of trying to figure that out. I actually ended up not going home for Thanksgiving just because I was so uncertain of what my living situation was going to be like and how exactly I was going to go about that. Obviously, leaving in the middle of a lease is not cheap, so I had to figure out a solution for that as well. And then on top of that, taxes. I owe a lot of money in taxes just because of the job that I do, so I do have to prepare for that. If we really want to get deep into it as well, just again based off the trajectory of when I plan to graduate, I'm probably gonna have to take all 3 organic chemistries in the summer. That's another 10 grand that my financial aid and or my scholarship does not cover, so I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. And then I am also not getting a Pell Grant next year. I don't know what my financial aid for 26-27 year looks like, but basically what I'm saying is my financial situation is not the best just due to the way that my life is. I'm extremely grateful for the job that I have. I work extremely hard at the job that I do have, and I work with people that are so understanding and who support me through every single thing, and I do make really good money for what I do. I've built my position up to where I am still able to support myself. I just have to take down my expenses. I have to take them down. That's been something I've been grappling with and processing and having hard conversations about and like all this other stuff. I won't say exact numbers, just know it's a lot. And there's a reason I don't have my nails done. I got my nails done one time during last quarter, and it was like whenever I work private events, sometimes I get tips on Venmo. I did not do that until I had enough Venmo tips to pay for them, and that was the one thing that I did for myself. I have not been buying things for myself. I haven't been doing things for myself. I haven't even had time to really spend any money outside of just necessities. I had to throw myself into school and nothing else outside of that. Like school and my body staying in homeostasis and nothing else. Except for my headphones. I did buy new headphones. That, honestly, to me, that's a school expense, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't work in silence. That's just not, and my headphones broke. My plan actually is to get those fixed and then hopefully be able to sell them for the same price that I got these at. I think I bought these at like 200 bucks. My AirPod Maxes, those are 500. I think I could probably get 250 out of it. There's nothing wrong with them except for the fact that it just don't connect. So if I can get those fixed for free, Apple should fix them for free, but if I can get those fixed for free and then sell them, that would be great. I'll even get new ear pads and everything like that. I've even contemplated getting a second job. The problem with getting a second job is I could only really work it in December and then I'd have to quit. So I don't even know if that's feasible. I can't work a second job when I'm in school. I can't. There's no way in hell. Knowing what I went through this past quarter and then going into my next quarter, especially with adding introduction to neuroscience and advanced neuroscience fundamentals and all this other stuff, and knowing that I don't have all the information I need for advanced neuroscience fundamentals, I'm already studying. I reached out to my chemistry professor. She told me what chapters we will be studying next quarter. I'm studying those. I'm studying neuroscience. I am going over everything that I learned in anatomy. I'm taking full detailed notes. I have already started that. That within itself has even been hard for me because I swear to God, my mental state is still recovering from everything that went on last quarter. I was so go for so long. Again, I was so on the verge of like an extreme burnout. I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining, because while it might come off that way, I need people to know I have never loved doing something more, which is also why I am doing everything in my power to make it work. And I'm doing the hard things that I need to do in order to make it work. I'll be looking into more scholarships. I've already applied to some scholarships. I've reached out to financial aid again. And on top of that, there's still, because of the trajectory of my life and my college career, and if you're more interested in that, I know I have some videos on my channel, just because of the way that it's gone, I have to make a lot of sacrifices right now. I'm already on the road to graduating in 5 years of undergrad rather than 4. I would like to not have to push that off anymore. And if I don't have a scholarship going into another quarter, that's a lot of money that I'm out of. My point is, that's why I went dark. I just I posted on TikTok here and there, but even still, those were videos where I was just able to like press record and then I just posted it. And I didn't put really any effort into it. I posted on Instagram stories a couple of times, but even still, I wasn't doing anything with friends. I wasn't socializing. I was going to the gym when I could. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I had to take some time off. I genuinely could not do any of my hobbies, anything for myself, didn't have the time or the money. I have been tracking every single thing that I do, spend money on for months. So my point to saying all this, it's one, to explain where I've been, but also two, to kind of say like, I don't know what the hell social media is to me anymore, or like content creation, I guess I should say. Because while I do want to do it, I feel bad taking breaks all of the time, and really long breaks for a very long time, and then like coming back and then being like, oh, life update. And I just feel like everything's so hectic right now, and maybe once things in my personal life start to slow down a little bit, then I could find some like better time to dedicate towards it, or I don't really know. There's topics that I want to talk about, there's things that I want to bring to my YouTube channel, and obviously I do love creating videos, just because even for me, even if nobody ever watched them, it's still nice to like look back on videos and see how far I've come and see how my life has gone. And it is also a creative outlet for me, but at the same time, like, I'm so busy, and nothing matters more to me than being the best student that I can be, getting the grades that I need to ensure that I get into a really good medical school, and ensuring that I get into a neurosurgery residency program, especially considering how competitive neurosurgery residency is. And I feel like with the state of everything right now, it's only going to get more and more competitive. I will try to upload a few times while I'm on break. There are some video ideas that I have, again, more sit down talking. I don't know about vlogging. I don't know how much of that I would be doing. If I do any of it, it would probably just be like how this video was, and like putting it at the beginning and then like sitting and talking about things. This video is more so for like people who actually follow me in my journey, not necessarily meant for anybody else. Regardless of whatever happens, and I've said this in many videos before, I know that I will figure it out. Things weren't nearly as clear 2 months ago as they are now. Now I have a plan. Not everything is set in stone, but I have an idea of a plan, and that is better than I was, like I said, 2 months ago. I'm getting a lot of support from a lot of people, a lot of help from a lot of people, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. I couldn't ask for better people in my corner. I really am so grateful for like the life that I have and the life that I've built. So I don't want this to sound like I'm coming off as ungrateful, because I really do love my life. I love the people in my life. I love what I do. I love my job. I love the people I work with. I love the environment that I'm surrounded in. I really do love school, regardless of how much it stresses me out. And I am still in love with the road in which I have chosen to go down. The thing that I'm battling with the most right now is making sure that I'm still able to keep all of those things in line while also navigating this completely different path that I've decided to go on. I feel like there were some other like things that I wanted to talk about besides just my financial situation, but I can't think of them right now. Yeah, right now I'm feeling much better than I was even just last week. Last week I was also on my period, so that's probably part of it. But I was just recovering. Even still, like, I find myself to be in kind of a rut in the mornings. It's just like my brain is still kind of turned off. I've already read one book. I've already read Queen of Shadows. Hayden and I are reading the Throne of Glass series. Also, the series is amazing, and I am so grateful for her, because we started reading it over the summer, and then we just started continuing it again, and she's been very patient. She's already read the series, so she's rereading it with me. She's been very patient, and now we're reading the rest of it, or like as much as possible. We're gonna be starting the tandem read. I'm starting the tandem read tonight. If you don't know, Throne of Glass has 2 books that you can read at the same time. We're doing that. So I'm hoping to get that series done, or at least close to done, by before I go to school. And again, I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I got accepted into the class that I need, but that also takes more of my time. And I'm also trying to give myself the time that I need to take care of myself and do the things that I want to do, because for so long I wasn't able to. I'm spending like 2 hours in the gym every day, and it's not necessarily because I'm like pushing myself so hard, but it's just because, well, one, I'm kind of getting into a better routine. This is my 3rd week on the routine of like incorporating weightlifting, Pilates, and cardio, but I am also just like enjoying my time because I missed it so much. Like, I started incorporating it back whenever finals was starting, but even then I still felt like I was really rushed. Like, fitness and stuff like that and being active, it's one of the things that I love to do for myself, so I'm just trying to like take the time that I need to kind of enjoy that. Again, with like reading, I'm taking my time with reading and just getting enveloped into a story, and on top of that, trying to again navigate everything else that's going on around me. So I don't have any big concept for this video besides like where the hell I've been. Like I said, this is a video for people that follow me in my journey and kind of want to know what's going on, not necessarily anybody in particular. I do miss you guys. I do wish that I had the time to create content, but I also just have like so many other priorities right now and so many other things that I have to figure out. And like, if you've been watching for a while, you would probably understand that my life is a little bit chaotic, and part of that is my own doing, because I decide to make decisions that are very life-changing very fast, but I always trust my intuition and my instincts, and typically things work out the way that they're supposed to. So I guess the big message from this is like, yeah, even though things may seem like overwhelming and hard, just know that you will get through. There's always going to be something on the other side that makes things a lot clearer, and things are going to work out better than you could have expected, and you're allowed to freak out about it. You're allowed to complain about it. Just do the best that you can to control the reaction that you have so that you can get to the other side as fast as possible, and make sure that you don't push off your feelings, like actually feel them. I feel like that's a really big thing nowadays, is people just like kind of try to think through their feelings, and I'm definitely somebody that does that, but you can't just like think through your feelings and then like try to understand why you're feeling that way but then not actually feel them, because all you're doing is just repressing them. You have to let them out. I don't know if any of that helped. I hope that all made sense. I could have sworn I had like 3 different topics that I wanted to talk about, but maybe I'm just like gonna save those for different videos that have more of a central focus. I usually come back to YouTube even if I take a break from it, so. And I will be talking about other things. I think I'm gonna do like a things I wish I knew before I moved to Chicago video. Maybe I'll do like a video kind of explaining my thoughts on switching from business to neuroscience, because I know that there's probably some people out there that are either considering the switch or have done the switch, and maybe they're like feeling the same way. I might do something about like holidays, and holidays don't look the same for me as they do for a lot of people. Maybe that kind of video would help. I also definitely want to do a video on my journey with hypothalamic amenorrhea, because if you haven't been watching my videos for a while, then you wouldn't know I did struggle with HA. I feel like HA is very prominent nowadays. It's very scary, it's very lonely, and I can confidently say that since April of this year, I have only missed 1 period. So my body's healthy, I'm healthy, things are working normally again, and not only did the journey within itself feel very lonely and confusing, but like getting my body back on track has been extremely confusing as well, and that's something that I will go into more detail whenever I make that video, because that video I feel like is gonna be, I'm gonna go into full detail about everything, because if you've been watching for a while, you would know I was misdiagnosed, and like and then I did my own research to figure out what was wrong with me. So that's probably, I don't even know how long that video would be, because I remember I tried to record a video like that back in 2024 when I thought my period was going to be consecutive, and then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, I can't post this now because like I still don't know what's going on. But now I feel like I have a really good grasp on it. I think that video at the time whenever I originally recorded it was already at like 35 minutes, so it might be like an hour-long video. I don't really know, but that's definitely something I want to talk about. And then I think I also want to do another video with like the misconception around food. The reason that I bring that up is because I saw a video from Hopes Grow the other day that kind of inspired that, and I feel like nowadays it's very prominent that things like skinny talk and all of that is coming back, and especially a lot of the talk with like Wicked and everything, and I'm not going to get too far into that. I'm not going to comment on anything, but there's a lot of talk about foods that you should and shouldn't be eating. There's also just a lot of misinformation out there. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, but as somebody who has struggled with food as much as I have, and has gone through as many different cycles with food and different struggles with it, along with exercise, I have a lot to say about it, especially because the one thing that has helped me in my recovery, especially with my HA, is understanding the different benefits that different foods bring and why you need certain things in your diet, and also just fully understanding like how much better my body works now that I have a normal cycle. I never want to come off as a genius. I never want to come off as like I think that I know everything. Like I don't know everything. That's the beauty of it. Some of you guys say that you really like hearing me ramble, and like if you can hear it from somebody who you like to listen to, I feel like that can really help, and hopefully it can bring somebody comfort, and hopefully it can make somebody not feel alone. And I feel like these are also things that people are really afraid to speak up on, and I don't think that they should be ignored, because a lot of other people struggle with it more than you would imagine. Anyways, that was a very long outro, but I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna leave you guys alone. I'm gonna stop rambling. I will see you in my next video, and hopefully that upload is very, very soon. Bye.
You a move body giving interviews. I'm just saying I'm amused, but you ain't even flexing. Think you cool, tatted up, cover warm, different vibe, you new improved, but you ain't even flexing. But you ain't even flexing.